Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Corey Francer, and I'm the editor-in-chief of Packaging Impressions. And I am pleased to have with me Mark Milbourn, Executive Vice President for Sales and Service for Komori America. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about how the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting the printing and packaging industries and the steps that companies like Komori America are taking to ensure that these essential industries are getting the equipment and supplies that they need. So Mark, thank you so much for joining us today. Really appreciate your time.
You're very welcome.
Mark, how are you doing, and how is the team at Komori doing amidst all of this?
We're doing quite well. We really didn't know what to expect going into this. It kind of hit us pretty quickly, but so far so good. We're taking great strides to make sure everyone in our office environment, those that are here, are remaining safe. We are continuing to remain as positive as we can, and certainly keeping very, very busy with revitalizing our plans and our budgets for the coming year, and also engaging our employees as much as we can. That seems to be the hardest thing, and keeping everyone positive. But overall, we're doing quite well.
Great, glad to hear that. So yeah, I mean, you mentioned kind of the essential communications there with employees, but also with customers as well. And just kind of wanted to ask, once this kind of first started to hit the industry, and actions really needed to be taken, what were some of those first initial steps that that Komori took to kind of get everything in place and communicate to customers about what some of their key needs were going to be, and really make sure that you guys were kind of aligned to be able to meet these needs of this kind of rapidly evolving situation?
We tapped our database of customers and active prospects, actually, to let them know what our course of action was internally. We let them know via social media what we were doing. We tried to use every avenue possible to make sure everyone knew what our plan was internally, because supporting customers throughout the country, we are a sales and service organization. Sales, obviously, our district sales managers are at home and calling customers to make sure that they're okay and they're staying safe. And as importantly, service-wise, we still have to be in front of the customer because we have to work on our presses and things of that nature. So it was a challenge at first, but we sent out communication that first week. I think it was the week of March 14th or 15th is when this kind of occurred. So we communicated right away with them. And just as importantly, we communicated with our employees because they're the front line. So it has been a challenge in some cases because we have to be very careful and cognizant of the safety of our customers and what they require from us. But so far, so good. And we've, service has been down a bit. Parts has picked up quite a bit because I think people are, have the time to work on their presses, to put a little bit of money into them. So, but with the parts, we also have to go out and install the parts. So the service team has been a bit challenged, but I think we've weathered the storm quite well so far.
Excellent. Yeah, and that's such a huge key component of making sure that these essential print products are getting out to the market, is making sure that the equipment is up and running.
Yep.
So I mean, from a service standpoint, has there been kind of a move to any remote diagnostics or things like that? I know when we're doing part installations, you definitely need to physically be there to do it. But yeah, has that been part of the equation as well? Kind of doing anything remotely?
It has been. Yeah, we've we do have probably 6 or 7 service people that are willing to travel, that are okay with going into shops. But I'd say the majority are working from home, whether it be phone support, whether it be remote dialing in via team viewer, things of that nature. And then electrically, we have some of our service staff here in the building, obviously recognizing social distancing, but there's been plenty of support. We have had a couple of press down situations that we had to send emergency teams out, but we are trying to, logistically we'd rather have people driving than flying. So, it's been important. We're lucky that we have a very vast supply of people that are logistically in good spots throughout the country. So the support from Komori has been there for sure.
Absolutely, and that's great to hear that been able to make the most of some of that technology to kind of provide that additional communication when available.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, as far as ensuring that the supply chain remains uninterrupted and customers can get the parts and materials that they need, have there been any other important steps that you've been taking, or any sort of increased communications to customers as far as updates or anything along those lines that you've been able to establish?
We are open for business, and we've communicated that very thoroughly with our customer base to make sure that we can support them because they're going through a tough time, and you have to be very empathetic to their needs, and just be careful about what kind of interaction we have with them on a face-to-face level. But I think for the most part, communicating on a regular basis is important, but I also think that over communicating is just as bad. I think I've seen some companies that communicate via email and social media almost on an hourly basis, which is, I think, overkill. But we have made our customers very aware that we are here to support them.
So now that we're a few weeks into this situation, we've seen an increase in demand in certain print and packaging segments. So Mark, what are some of the ways that you've seen Komori customers, that the printers out there, how have they been able to kind of be flexible and sort of shift their output and production kind of on the fly here to meet these really rapidly evolving needs of their customers?
Well, several customers have been very flexible. Some do not have as much work as they would like, so they've kind of shifted into the needs mode, whether it be for face masks or monetary donations, or whether it be food donations, things of that nature. I think they're trying to be flexible internally with their staff, with splitting shifts up, or perhaps going from a 2 or 3 shift operation and having a flexible work environment that they can keep their employees busy and being paid as well. We've seen some great things come out of a few customers. Just to name a couple, Allied Printing. They shifted their focus to making masks, and they actually did some nice videos, some nice testimonials to show their effort. There's been some others that have had food drives. Ellis Packaging up in Toronto, they have made a great effort to supply meals in various ways. So it's great to see the customers really reaching out to the community and doing the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been amazing to see all of these stories coming out about printers really stepping up to, like you said, make face masks and even help with on the packaging side, some of the local distilleries that are transitioning to hand sanitizer and helping with the packaging there. Yeah, it's really been an amazing testament to the industry, how willing these printers and packaging converters are to really step up and help in this time of need with the materials they have. So yeah, that's been great that you guys have been seeing that, have been helping helping the printers be able to produce these items. That's great. Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Really glad to hear that everything is up and running at Komori and that everyone is doing well. And thank you again for the time. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.